I couldn't believe what was happening. The knock on the door came just after lunch, a stern-faced man in a suit holding a clipboard. "Mr. Harris?" he asked, voice clipped. I nodded, heart pounding. "We've received complaints about your behavior. Please come with me to discuss eviction proceedings." My stomach dropped. Complaints? Eviction? I had done nothing wrong. My mind immediately went to her, my girlfriend, my supposed partner, who had been acting strangely over the past few weeks. It all started subtly. Lisa, the woman I had trusted completely, had begun staying late at work for extra hours, and had taken sudden trips to visit family. I had noticed nothing unusual at first. Trust is a dangerous thing when it blinds you. But then, little things began to unravel. Mail went missing. Our lease agreement disappeared from the drawer. And our landlord, who I had known for years, suddenly seemed wary whenever she spoke to him. It didn't click until the day I was served. "They say you've been abusive," the landlord's assistant explained, a mix of sympathy and uncertainty in his tone. "Several reports have been filed. The property manager insists you vacate within 30 days while the investigation proceeds." My chest tightened. Abusive? Me? The idea was absurd. And yet, the damage had been done before I even had a chance to defend myself. I immediately tried to call Lisa, only to hear the cold click of her phone shutting down. No explanation. No defense. Just silence. That silence spoke volumes. Somewhere inside me, a pit of dread twisted. I realized she had weaponized the trust one had in her, manipulating my life while presenting a false narrative to everyone around us. The betrayal was complete and devastating. Over the next days, I discovered just how deep her deception ran. Our landlord had received a series of emails, anonymous complaints, and even a recorded voicemail allegedly from me, all crafted with painstaking attention to detail. Every accusation was believable. Shouting matches, threats, neglect. And every time I tried to speak to the landlord, Lisa had already framed me, preempting my words with her version of the truth. The realization hit me like ice. She wasn't just lying. She was strategizing, calculating every move to ensure my expulsion from the place I had called home. I felt a mix of anger, betrayal, and disbelief. How could someone I loved and trusted so completely turn against me with such precision? My entire life seemed to unravel in moments. Friends who once invited us for dinners now looked at me with hesitation, unsure what to believe. Even neighbors whispered, avoiding my gaze as though guilt could transfer through proximity. It was humiliating, suffocating, and enraging all at once. But I didn't crumble. I wasn't going to allow her deceit to control my life. I began gathering evidence. Text messages, call logs, timestamps of her whereabouts, and even witnesses who could verify my actual behavior during the time she claimed I had been abusive. It was tedious, draining work, but I had something she underestimated. The truth. And the truth, I realized, was stronger than any lie she could craft. The day of the hearing arrived. Lisa didn't show, of course not. She had already left town, confident that her narrative would suffice. I stepped into the room, facing the landlord, a lawyer, and a small panel of witnesses. My hands were steady, my voice calm but firm. One by one, I presented the evidence. Photos showing her at events she claimed I had kept her from. Timestamps proving I wasn't home when she alleged confrontations. Witnesses testifying that she had spoken of evicting me to friends weeks prior. Piece by piece, the house of cards she had built began to collapse. By the end, the room was silent. The landlord, once wary, looked at me with a mixture of relief and regret. "It appears," he said carefully, "that these claims were unfounded. The eviction notice is hereby rescinded." Relief washed over me, but it was bitter, mingled with the lingering sting of betrayal. Lisa had thought she could destroy me with lies, manipulate those around me, and escape unscathed. But I had survived. I had exposed the truth, reclaimed my home, and reminded myself that vigilance is crucial when trust is misused. I never confronted her directly, not yet. Part of me wanted her to see the consequences, to realize that deceit has a way of catching up with you. But I also knew that confrontation would give her the attention she craved. Instead, I focused on restoring my life. Friends returned, apologies were exchanged, and slowly, The whispers of doubt dissipated. My home was safe again, a symbol of resilience rather than fear. Even now, I carry the memory of her betrayal, a reminder that trust is precious, fragile, and not to be taken lightly. She lied, schemed, and attempted to evict me from my own life. But I endured. I proved that manipulation, no matter how well executed, cannot prevail against truth, persistence, and careful attention to detail. She thought she could destroy me. She thought she had all the power. In the end, it was her lies that unraveled. And it was I who emerged victorious, standing tall in the home I had fought to protect. The experience left scars, yes, but also lessons. Trust is earned. Vigilance is necessary, and betrayal, no matter how cleverly orchestrated, can always be exposed with patience and resolve. She lied to our landlord, tried to rewrite reality, and almost succeeded, but the truth had a voice, and it was louder than any lie she could ever tell.